1185 1185. Chapter 1185. One person is not enough, there really are more. Shu Yuzhu looked at the dazzling array of storage tools on the table. Lin Moyu's bright eyes widened, her delicate face showing astonishment, and her small mouth opened wide enough to fit an egg. The tea-making action had long stopped, and her jade-like hands trembled slightly, indicating her unsettled heart. She could tell that these were all storage tools, each from different races. The storage tools surely contained a large number of items, and if all were taken out, the quantity would be astonishing. Lin Moyu said,
"Take your time to appraise them. If one person isn't enough, you can call a few more to help."
Yuzhu was stunned for a while before she finally came to her senses and softly replied,
"I'll try first."
She took out one of the items, a storage tool that looked like a small knife, and said,
"This is from the Demon Blade clan, right?" "Probably."
Lin Moyu wasn't very sure. He couldn't remember from which guy's inheritance he got it. He might have killed too quickly at the time and didn't pay much attention. Anyway, he had already taken out the stellar essence fire inside, and the other items remained untouched. Yuzhu was clearly not doing this for the first time. She skillfully opened the storage space and took out the items inside. Her eyes once again showed surprise. There were indeed many items inside. She murmured,
"This is a storage tool from the God King realm."
She saw some items belonging to the God King realm in the storage space, so she concluded that its previous owner should have been in the God King realm. Lin Moyu still wasn't very sure.
"Maybe."
Yuzhu gave Lin Moyu a look that seemed to say,
"How can you not even know who you killed?"
But that wasn't important. Yuzhu had already started to inventory the items and began appraising them. Although they were from different races, they all lived in the great world. Most items were universal and had their own value. Yuzhu threw the items into the trading tray while calculating the price. Lin Moyu was curious about what was behind the trading tray and why it could appraise the value of items. He wanted to ask but decided against it.
"It should be related to the Human Emperor Network."
Lin Moyu thought. Yuzhu was busy appraising and had no time to make tea for Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu helped himself, making his own tea. After half an hour, the value of the items in the first storage tool was finally appraised. Yuzhu sighed deeply, her eyes showing a bit of distress as she looked at the dozens of storage tools left on the table.
"It seems one person really isn't enough."
Lin Moyu smiled slightly but said nothing. He left it to Yuzhu to decide. Yuzhu thought for a moment and began to seek help from the trading center. The trading center had more than just her as a trader. There were 10 pavilions and usually 10 traders were stationed there. Excluding those who were busy, she could still call a few more. With more people, efficiency would naturally increase significantly. Soon, the light screen of the formation rippled like a curtain, pulling to both sides. 4 women in long robes walked in, each with a graceful figure and exquisite features. All 4 were young and greeted Yuzhu with a slight bow. Yuzhu pointed to the storage tools on the table.
"They're all here. Divide them among yourselves."
The 4 immediately responded in unison.
"Yes, Sister Yuzhu."
They quickly divided the storage tools, each taking responsibility for a dozen or so. They brought their own trading trays and quickly began appraising the value. Lin Moyu drank tea and watched the busy beauties. When they entered, they greeted Yuzhu with great respect. There seemed to be a clear difference in status, like the relationship between servants and a young lady in a big family. Moreover, Yuzhu's tone when speaking to them carried a sense of natural authority. This situation was already felt by Lin Moyu last time on star 10-1, but it was more evident this time. Clearly, Yuzhu's status was not ordinary. Lin Moyu drank tea and admired the beauties at work, not in a hurry. With 5 people appraising together, efficiency increased 5-fold. One storage tool after another was appraised. Although they didn't tell him the specific prices, Lin Moyu could see some shock in their occasional exchanged glances. Shock meant the transaction amount wouldn't be low. Finally, after half a day, the appraisal was officially completed. The 4 traders left together, and the trading room was once again left with only Lin Moyu and Yuju. Yuju's tone was slightly excited, with a bit of trembling.
Mr. Lin, do you know the value of these treasures?
Lin Moyu shook his head slightly. He knew the value wasn't low but didn't care much about it. Seeing Lin Moyu so calm, Yuju took a deep breath.
A total of 72 storage tools, all the treasures and materials. After our appraisal, the total value is 35.65 million points.
She kept her eyes on Lin Moyu while speaking, noticing that he showed no sign of shock, remaining calm and composed. Even his hand holding the teacup didn't tremble. After finishing his tea, Lin Moyu slowly nodded.
Okay, let's trade at that price.
35.65 million points wasn't low, but it wasn't high either. Could be said that those guys didn't have any particularly top-notch items. For example, the giant law pearl Lin Moyu sold last time fetched 5 million points for just one. Now, 72 storage tools, hundreds of treasures, and countless materials only fetch 35.65 million points. A big difference. Of course, trading here not only earned points but also 35.65 military merits. With these military merits, Lin Moyu's rank could break through the warrior level and become a sergeant. As a sergeant, he could buy better materials, better pills, treasures, and other items from the military. The transaction ended happily, and Yuju was obviously in a very good mood after completing such a large transaction at once.
Mr. Lin, you can check that the points should have been credited. As for the military merits, you still need to go to the military merit office. I hope you can bring more items for trading next time, even more than this time.
Just as Yuju thought the transaction was over, Lin Moyu took out a stellar essence fire.
How much is this worth?
Yuju glanced at it and softly said,
Ordinary stellar essence fire, worth 1,000 points.
This value wasn't too low, as ordinary stellar essence fire was easy to obtain. As long as you spent some time, you could get quite a few. However, at that level, few would actively collect stellar essence fire. They would have better choices. Yuju's eyes sparkled.
Mr. Lin, do you want to trade stellar essence fire?
She had been wondering where Lin Moyu got so many storage tools. It seemed he got them while collecting stellar essence fire. Lin Moyu smiled slightly and took out more storage tools. They were all filled with stellar essence fire, totaling 20,000 pieces. Yuju's eyes widened again.
There really are more.
1186 1186. Chapter 1186. Almost burned to death, 30 more pieces. After checking, Yuju finally breathed a sigh of relief. Lin Moyu had taken out more than a dozen storage tools, all filled with stellar essence fire. Each contained at least 1,000 pieces, some even 2,000, totaling exactly 20,000 pieces of stellar essence fire. Each piece was worth military merits. Yuju's eyes sparkled with an inexplicable light, and Lin Moyu became incredibly mysterious in her eyes. Such a large transaction amount had never appeared among True God Realm cultivators. Not to mention True God Realm, even God King Realm rarely saw such amounts. Generally, True God Realm transactions were around a few 100,000, occasionally reaching 1 million. God King Realm transactions typically ranged from 1 to 5 million. Occasionally, there were transactions over 10 million. But Lin Moyu's single transaction exceeded 50 million. The transaction was quickly completed, and Yuju's eyes gleamed.
Mr. Lin, do you have more?
Obviously, the higher the transaction amount, the more benefits for her. Under her hopeful gaze, Lin Moyu nodded.
Yes. Really? What is it?
Yuju was overjoyed. Before she could finish her sentence, various lights suddenly flashed before her eyes. The space formed by the formation suddenly became distorted and scorching. The temperature rose sharply, reaching an astonishing level almost instantly. Yuju was only at True God 9th rank and not a genius, unable to withstand the high temperature of the 6-colored essence fire. Although stellar essence fire was very useful, it was also very dangerous. Without sufficient cultivation strength, not only could one not collect stellar essence fire, but they could also be burned to death. The formation in the pavilion roared, seemingly on the verge of collapse. The water in the teacup instantly boiled and then vaporized. The tea set in the pavilion almost instantly turned to ash. Yuju's body emitted a radiant glow, and the robe she wore, a decent defensive treasure, automatically protected her from the high temperature. Yuju's face was flushed red, like a cooked shrimp. Her body was drenched in sweat, and she gasped for breath. Obviously, her treasure couldn't completely block the high temperature. Yuju's face showed fear.
So terrifying, I thought I was going to die just now.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
Not to that extent. Have some tea and relax.
Only then did he notice that the teacup, tea set, and table had all turned to ash in an instant. Lin Moyu murmured,
I didn't expect the six-colored essence fire to be so powerful. I didn't feel it before.
Lin Moyu himself was not afraid of high temperatures. No matter how high, it didn't affect him. The people he encountered were all incredibly powerful, also unafraid of the six-colored essence fire. This led him to underestimate the power of the six-colored essence fire. Yuju, still trembling from her near-death experience, said,
That's six-colored essence fire. Even some weaker god kings would be burned to death.
She looked pitiful, having just walked through the gates of death, her heart still pounding. Lin Moyu chuckled.
So, do you accept it?
Yuju immediately nodded.
Of course, we accept it. But I can't handle it. I'll find someone who can.
Yuju quickly sent a message for help, and Lin Moyu knew she was looking for a senior. The trading center was a large establishment, not just staffed by true God realm traders. There were certainly stronger individuals present. Even if a few god sovereigns appeared now, Lin Moyu wouldn't be surprised. Soon, a beautiful woman walked in. Yuju ran to her side, holding her hand.
Aunt Chio, please help.
Aunt Chio patted Yuju's small hand. Her eyes filled with affection, and cast a spell on Yuju. Yuju immediately let out a comfortable sigh, and her flushed face quickly returned to normal. Lin Moyu felt the surging power of the law, a water-based law. He also sensed that this Aunt Chio was a god king, at least a 7th-rank god king. The two had similar temperaments, and Lin Moyu guessed they were very close. He finally understood where Yuju's mature charm came from, clearly learned from Aunt Chio. Although she was a young woman, she had the demeanor of a mature lady. However, paired with Yuju's beautiful face, it made her even more attractive. Lin Moyu bowed to Aunt Chio.
Greetings, senior.
Aunt Chio smiled gently.
No need for formalities. I heard from Yuju that you want to sell six-colored essence fire. May I see it? Of course.
Lin Moyu immediately took out the six-colored essence fire again. With a high-rank god king present, Lin Moyu wasn't worried about a repeat of the previous incident. As soon as the six-colored essence fire appeared, the temperature began to rise, but Aunt Chio pointed at it. As a high-rank god king, the six-colored essence fire couldn't harm her. Aunt Chio's fingertip emitted a powerful law, enveloping the six-colored essence fire. The law formed a water curtain, shimmering with light, wrapping around the six-colored essence fire. The six-colored essence fire burned fiercely but couldn't harm the water curtain. At the same time, the temperature was completely blocked with no external effect. Yuju praised.
Aunt Chio is amazing.
Aunt Chio chuckled.
If you work hard, you'll be even better than me someday.
She began to examine the six-colored essence fire, carefully sensing it, and slowly said,
It's indeed six-colored essence fire.
Lin Moyu asked,
What's its value?
Aunt Chio replied,
Six-colored essence fire is rarely sold. I checked the transaction records before coming. In the past 100 years, there have been 3 transactions. We offered a price of 1 million points each. How does that price sound to you, Mr. Lin? If you're not satisfied, we can negotiate.
She glanced at Yuju, who was surprised. In the trading center, prices were rarely negotiated. They usually quoted a price, and you either accepted it or didn't. Aunt Chio gave Yuju a look, signaling her to stay quiet. Lin Moyu had already completed a transaction worth over 50 million points today, and his identity seemed special. Aunt Chiu had quickly checked Lin Moyu's information. Although she didn't find much, she knew Lin Moyu had an honorary title and was aware of his rankings in the Vermilion Bird Star region. That's why she was so polite, even willing to negotiate the price. This was a genuine gesture of goodwill. Yuju quickly understood why Aunt Chiu was doing this. Lin Moyu pondered for a few seconds and then said,
That price is acceptable.
Both Aunt Chiu and Yuju sighed in relief. Aunt Chiu had been worried that Lin Moyu might ask for an exorbitant price, making things unpleasant for everyone. Her goodwill would have turned into a double-edged sword, causing discomfort for both sides. Fortunately, Lin Moyu didn't do that. Then Lin Moyu said,
I have more than one piece.
Aunt Chiu was slightly surprised but then smiled.
You really are full of surprises. How many do you have? We'll take them all. I have 30 pieces.
1187, 1187. Chapter 1187. We can help with purchasing. Aunt Chiu was stunned, almost doubting if she had heard wrong. Lin Moyu. She had mentioned earlier that in the past 100 years, there had been only 3 transactions involving 6-colored essence fire. 2 transactions involved 1 piece each, and 1 involved 2 pieces. 6-colored essence fire is a very rare treasure, only found in essence fire sources, and difficult to obtain. Unless someone needs it, no one would deliberately seek it out for points. It is time-consuming, labor-intensive, and extremely dangerous. The flashing star fire alone on the way can be deadly. Not to mention the powerful cross-border fighters from other races in the essence fire source, making it extremely dangerous. All these factors combined make 6-colored essence fire transactions particularly rare, and 6-colored essence fire itself extremely rare. However, the demand for 6-colored essence fire is also low. Most people only need 4-colored or 5-colored essence fire. When Lin Moyu mentioned the number 30, Aunt Chiu and Yuju were both stunned. Aunt Chiu quickly calculated in her mind that even in the past 500 years, the total transaction volume of 6-colored essence fire was less than 30 pieces. She steadied herself and said,
That would earn a lot of military merits.
Lin Moyu nodded.
Should I take out all the 6-colored essence fire now?
Aunt Chiu quickly said,
No, take them out one by one.
Unlike Lin Moyu, she couldn't ignore the high temperature. Aunt Chiu took out a jade box and then lifted the law that enveloped the 6-colored essence fire. As soon as the law was lifted, Aunt Chiu used the box to collect the 6-colored essence fire. The 6-colored essence fire, capable of burning everything, showed no reaction after being collected in the box and did not burn the box. Lin Moyu took out the 6-colored essence fire one by one, and Aunt Chiu continuously took out these special boxes, swiftly collecting the 6-colored essence fire. Each box held only 1 piece. Lin Moyu looked at these special boxes, feeling a bit envious. Lin Moyu did not sell all the 6-colored essence fire. He had 40 pieces in total, sold 30 pieces, and kept 10 pieces for emergencies. Even if he didn't need them, they would make excellent gifts. The problem was that 6-colored essence fire was too violent, and without a good method, it could directly burn someone to death. If released on a life star, it could even burn the entire star. If only he had these boxes. Lin Moyu straightforwardly asked,
How many points for one of these boxes? Are they for sale?
Before Aunt Chiu could speak, Yuju had already learned to answer quickly.
These boxes are specially made by us and are not for sale.
Although Yuju had a bit of maturity, she still appeared somewhat naive and playful in front of Aunt Chiu. Perhaps this was her true nature, the way she acted in front of her family. Lin Moyu was slightly disappointed.
It seems I have to find another way.
Aunt Chiu chuckled.
Although we don't sell the fireproof boxes, we can give you a few.
Lin Moyu was delighted.
Is that appropriate?
Aunt Chiu smiled.
No problem. How many do you need?
Lin Moyu said.
13.
Aunt Chiu gave Lin Moyu a charming look, clearly guessing that Lin Moyu had more than 30 pieces of 6-colored essence fire. She was smart and naturally didn't ask further. The relationship between the two parties was a trading partnership. Lin Moyu provided the goods and they offered enough points, simple as that. Aunt Xiao took out 15 fireproof boxes and handed them to Lin Moyu, explaining,
The quality of these boxes is not very stable, and some may have defects. Just in case, I'm giving you 2 extra.
Lin Moyu accepted the fireproof boxes without hesitation.
Thank you, Senior.
After collecting all 30 pieces of 6-colored essence fire, Aunt Xiao smiled and said,
I'll leave the rest to Yuju.
Aunt Xiao left the pavilion, and Yuju took out a new tea table and started brewing new tea. Soon, the fragrance of tea filled the pavilion, accompanied by a cool sensation.
Mr. Lin, please enjoy.
Yuju had completely calmed down by now, regaining her usual elegance. She was dignified, mature, and slightly playful, blending various qualities, making her very attractive. Unfortunately, Lin Moyu remained indifferent, showing little interest, and took a sip of the freshly brewed tea. The tea was still boiling, but the cup felt cool to the touch. A fragrant aroma hit his throat and then exploded, spreading a strong cool sensation throughout his body. Lin Moyu felt as if he had fallen into an ice cave, feeling slightly comfortable. Yuju also took a sip, shivering all over, and exhaled a puff of white air that hit the light screen of the formation.
So comfortable.
Yuju said sweetly, shedding her mature demeanor and revealing her playful nature. Lin Moyu felt that this was Yuju's true self. The maturity she displayed was all an act learned from her Aunt Xiao. A thin layer of ice appeared on Yuju's body, quickly turning into white cold air and gradually dissipating. Lin Moyu's expression remained unchanged as he asked,
What kind of tea is this?
Yuju giggled.
Isn't it amazing? This is cold tea from the Ice Clan, brewed with their heavenly frost ice water, which has a cooling effect. If I had known you were going to take out 6-colored essence fire, I would have had a cup earlier and wouldn't have been so embarrassed.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
This tea is good, containing the power of the law.
Yuju agreed.
Of course, this tea is bought from the military, and the quantity is limited, not available outside.
Lin Moyu caught some underlying meaning and asked,
You have a partnership with the military, right? The fireproof boxes also seem to be made by the military.
The fireproof boxes looked ordinary but had extraordinary functions, fitting the military's style. Yuju nodded.
Yes, it's no secret. Our Yu family has always cooperated with the military. For example, the many items you sold to us today will be reviewed by the military first. What they don't want, we can handle ourselves. Of course, in return, we get some benefits from the military. And you can earn military merits through the transaction.
What Yuju said was indeed no secret. At a certain level, everyone knows. Even if Lin Moyu wanted to, he could find out a lot by inquiring. Lin Moyu understood this. The number of cultivators far exceeds that of soldiers, and the materials and items obtained during missions also far exceed what the military can handle. Most of the harvest flows to the trading center, where the military selects what they need at a lower price. Then the military makes some materials into their unique items and releases them again, thus forming a relatively perfect cycle. Yuju enjoyed the comfort brought by the cold tea.
Your transaction amount today is enough to upgrade your military rank. But for you, upgrading your military rank isn't very useful. It just allows you to buy some military items. But I'll tell you a secret. If you see something you need but don't have enough military rank, you can come to us, and we can help you purchase it. And we charge points, not military merits, just at a slightly higher price.
1188 1188. Chapter 1188. Yuju's Goodwill and Military Rank Promotion. After leaving the trading center, Lin Moyu was still pondering Yuju's last words.
Why did she tell me this? Purchasing military supplies through the trading center seems like a loophole, but it can't be entirely considered one. Most people probably can't enjoy this loophole.
Purchasing through the trading center must be limited to a few people. Lin Moyu thought that since Yuzhu could tell him, the military must also be aware of this practice. But since both sides are in a cooperative relationship, the military turns a blind eye as long as the quantity isn't excessive and it doesn't cause any trouble. The world is inherently uneven, and only strength can fill these gaps. After thinking about Yuzhu's words, Lin Moyu realized that Yuzhu was showing goodwill towards him. It was likely because of his potential that she acted this way. However, the purchasing prices, they were indeed quite high. Normally, the value ratio between military merits and points is about 1 to 1,000. This is based on purchasing power. For similar items, if it costs 10,000 points, it would only require 10 military merits. But this ratio isn't absolute and can fluctuate depending on the item. However, it never exceeds 1:2000. But the prices Yuzhu told Lin Moyu had a ratio of about 1 to 5,000, and for some items it could even reach 1 to 10,000. This price difference was astonishing. Yuzhu explained this to Lin Moyu and showed him a list of items they could purchase. The items on the list were indeed very high-end and tempting, many of which were exclusive to the military and not for sale to the public. No matter how high your military rank, as long as you haven't joined the military, you can't buy these items. For example, one item on the list was called the
Destruction Battleship.
According to the description, it contained the complete law of destruction and had combat power comparable to a third-rank god sovereign. The minimum requirement to use it was being a true god. Imagine a true god controlling a destruction battleship, capable of challenging a third-rank god sovereign. How terrifying would that be? Compared to Lin Moyu's Battle King Tower, it was much more powerful. However, its price was also astonishing, requiring 1 million military merits. 1 million military merits could directly promote a general's rank to an ordinary soldier. If converted to points, it would require 1 billion points, a true 1 to 10,000 ratio. At first, Lin Moyu thought 1 billion points was too exaggerated. Who could afford that? But then he realized he was wrong. He was still at the true god level and could trade over 70 million points in one go. If a god sovereign made a move, would 1 billion points be difficult? A god sovereign could exchange the destruction battleship and pass it on to their descendants. The exchange was made by the god sovereign, but there was no rule on who could use it. Moreover, consuming military merits would lower one's military rank, but consuming points wouldn't affect one's level or authority. In this light, Lin Moyu felt that the 1 to 10,000 ratio wasn't entirely unacceptable.
Still poor.
Lin Moyu chuckled. He had over 80 million points, which seemed wealthy, but when it came to buying something decent, it wasn't enough. Thinking back to when Gu Qingxian hesitated over 100 points, it seemed amusing. Gu Qingxuan's cold and beautiful image flashed in his mind.
I haven't seen her in a while. I wonder how her mission in the Divine City is going.
Gu Qingxuan's second chain mission was almost complete, and the evaluation wouldn't be low. With the guidance of the Night Wind God Sovereign, her chances of entering the Divine City were high. If not 10 out of 10, at least 9 out of 10. Arriving at the Military Merit Office, there were still many people in line, submitting tasks and recording military merits. Most people wouldn't wait until leaving the battlefield to settle their military merits. They needed military merits to buy items to ensure they could complete their tasks or even survive on the battlefield. Lin Moyu bypassed the crowd and went to another counter. The Military Merit Office had several counters for different matters. Lin Moyu went to the one handling military rank promotions. His military merits had exceeded 16,000, meeting the promotion requirements. However, he was still displayed as a 9th rank warrior and needed military approval for the promotion.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Lin Moyu's lips curled into a meaningful smile. The person handling military rank promotions was Meng Gang. When Lin Moyu saw Meng Gang also saw Lin Moyu.
What are you doing here?
Meng Gang asked in a low voice, his expression not looking good. Lin Moyu looked around.
Sergeant Meng, aren't you the head of the Military Merit Office? Why are you here?
As a second-rank sergeant and head of the Military Merit Office, why was he handling daily affairs? Meng Gang's face turned even darker. but he couldn't lose his temper. He hummed in a low voice.
You know why?
Although his voice was low, Lin Moyu heard it. Lin Moyu guessed it was because of his incident that Meng Gang was punished. Looking at the military insignia on Meng Gang's shoulder, it had dropped from a second-rank sergeant to a first-rank sergeant.
Was he demoted? Or did he buy something and use up his military merits?
He had just been promoted to a second-rank sergeant, and now, with the deduction, he was back to a first-rank sergeant. He was also punished to handle daily affairs here, making him very frustrated. But there was no choice. A mistake is a mistake, and mistakes must be punished. He understood this principle. Suppressing his frustration, Meng Gang asked in a deep voice,
What are you here for?
Lin Moyu chuckled.
It seems Sergeant Meng is still upset. Don't mind it. It was just a misunderstanding. I'm here to get a military rank promotion. Military rank promotion?
Meng Gang looked at Lin Moyu in confusion. At that time, Lin Moyu was only a fifth-rank warrior. Even with an honorary title, he was still a fifth-rank warrior. He was far from a military rank promotion. Military merits weren't easy to earn. Unlike points, where a single task could earn thousands or tens of thousands. Each task could earn at most 1,000 military merits, which was already considered very good. Unless Meng Gang thought of a possibility and looked at Lin Moyu a few more times, thinking it wasn't impossible. He couldn't afford to make the same mistake again.
Give me your battlefield token.
Lin Moyu handed over his battlefield token. Meng Gang manipulated the battlefield token, his expression changing, showing a look of realization. Lin Moyu's military merits had indeed reached the level for a military rank promotion. Moreover, his military merits were as high as 16,666, not far from a second-rank sergeant.
How did it happen so quickly? How many points did this guy sell?
Meng Gang was both shocked and confused. Even if he was farming military merits, it couldn't be this fast. But he didn't dare to easily suspect Lin Moyu and began to carefully check. The battlefield token clearly recorded every detail of Lin Moyu's military merits. Verifying the source of military merits was part of his job. The more he verified, the more shocked Meng Gang became. He looked up with a complex expression.
I'll apply for your military rank promotion right away.
1189, 1189. Chapter 1189. It must be a mistake by the Human Emperor Network. Shu Lin Moyu's military merit sources were very clear, with no issues. Most of it came from transactions, and as for why the transaction amount was so large, that was not something a small sergeant like Meng Gang could manage. He couldn't possibly question his superiors or investigate Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's current status was different from before. Just his honorary title was enough to overwhelm him. If there were any more mistakes, Meng Gang wouldn't need to be a sergeant anymore. He might as well become an ordinary soldier. After working hard for so many years, Meng Gang didn't want to ruin everything because of some personal grudges. Therefore, Meng Gang didn't nitpick or cause trouble for Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu smiled, knowing that Meng Gang wasn't a fool and wouldn't risk everything for a small gain. Meng Gang returned the battlefield token to Lin Moyu.
Your military merits have met the promotion requirements. Now you just need to complete the promotion task.
Lin Moyu frowned slightly.
A task for military rank promotion?
He had never heard of a task for military rank promotion. Meng Gang said solemnly,
All soldiers need to complete a task to be promoted. If you're not a soldier, you naturally don't need to. But because of your honorary title, you need to complete a task to get promoted.
Lin Moyu understood. It was because of his honorary title. Having an honorary title meant he was considered part of the military and enjoyed the same benefits as soldiers. For example, he could buy rare items that only soldiers could buy and had the more important function of forming a private army. Since he enjoyed these benefits, he naturally had to contribute. Everything in the world is fair. You can't just reap without sowing. Lin Moyu understood and remained calm.
If there's a reward, there must be a contribution.
Meng Gang glanced at him.
It's good that you understand. The task has been applied for and will be issued today. Before the task is issued, don't leave Fortress Number 1.
Lin Moyu asked.
Sergeant Meng, have you done a promotion task before?
Meng Gang nodded.
Of course. What kind of task did you do? Was it dangerous? Can you tell me?
Lin Moyu continued to ask. Meng Gang stared at Lin Moyu, as if saying, "Are we that close? Why should I tell you?" Lin Moyu's smile didn't change, and he looked at Meng Gang warmly. After hesitating for a while, Meng Gang sighed.
Everyone's task is different. There are individual tasks and team tasks. Some tasks are dangerous, and some are not. My task was to go to a place and find something. I can't tell you the specific content. It's a military secret, and we have regulations. But I can tell you that the difficulty of the task is related to personal talent. Generally, the higher the talent, the more difficult the task. Team tasks are more difficult than individual tasks. That's all I can say. You'll know the rest when your task is issued.
Lin Moyu remembered Meng Gang's words and smiled, cupping his fists.
Thank you, Sergeant Meng. No need to be polite. Last time was my fault. Consider this my compensation, and we're even.
Meng Gang waved his hand, not saying more. Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
Sergeant Meng was just doing his duty.
Leaving the military merit office, Lin Moyu looked back at the angular, black-gray, solemn building. The whole building exuded a strong military atmosphere. Before the promotion task was issued, he couldn't leave Fortress Number 1. The task would be issued through the Human Emperor network, so he had to stay within its coverage area. He understood why Meng Gang's attitude changed in the end. Meng Gang wasn't a fool. Once he calmed down, he could figure it out. Maintaining a good relationship with someone like Lin Moyu was more beneficial than having a bad one. Moreover, Lin Moyu now had an honorary title, making him somewhat part of the military, a comrade of Meng Gang. Meng Gang had a good heart and could distinguish between important matters. Lin Moyu didn't buy any equipment at the military merit office. He planned to wait for the task to be issued and then decide what to buy based on the task.
I wonder if the military rank promotion task counts as a battlefield task. Never mind, I'll find a place to store the essence fire first.
Lin Moyu walked to another area. In the Star Fortress, there were quiet rooms specifically for cultivators to practice. You just needed to pay some points to rent them, ensuring no external disturbances. In the military merit office, Meng Gang's eyes were complicated. He recalled the military merit records displayed by Lin Moyu. Each military merit was detailed, which shocked him. Especially when he saw that Lin Moyu had 3 contribution points, he was even more surprised. Points, military merits, and contributions. Points are the easiest to obtain, military merits are next, and contributions are the hardest to get. Unless you do something significant for the human race, you can't get contributions, and even then, it's only 1 point each time. Meng Gang couldn't understand what Lin Moyu had done. The more he couldn't understand, the more he found Lin Moyu terrifying. This fear dispelled the slight displeasure in his heart, and he finally decided to make peace with Lin Moyu. In the Great World, in the Vermilion Bird Star region, Zhang Ziyue, ranked second on the potential list, had just finished a closed-door practice session. Although his cultivation only increased a little from True God 8th rank to True God 9th rank, his combat power had greatly improved, far more than his cultivation. Zhang Ziyue knew his potential had increased again, so he checked the potential list and found Lin Moyu still ranked above him. A trace of resentment arose in his heart.
Lin Moyu, you don't dare accept my challenge. A coward like you has no right to be ranked above me. It seems the Human Emperor network isn't reliable, letting someone like you be on the list.
After complaining, Zhang Ziyue muttered to himself,
With my current combat power, I should be able to rival a first-rank God King. Even if I can't win, I won't be far off. Fighting across realms, how many can do that?
He felt a bit smug.
I wonder if my current combat power can get me on the combat power list. No, I haven't verified my combat power yet, so I can't be on the list. Unless I challenge someone on the list. Let me see, who should I start with?
He opened the combat power list, automatically skipping the top 10, as they all had combat power exceeding 4th rank God Kings, and he didn't want to seek abuse. He counted down one by one, recognizing some and knowing their combat power. Some he hadn't heard of, but being on the list meant they were strong. Suddenly, his face showed surprise. He saw Lin Moyu's name on the combat power list. Lin Moyu, ranked 35th. To be ranked 35th on the combat power list, one must have at least 3rd rank God King combat power.
How can he have such strong combat power? The Human Emperor Network must have made a mistake. How can a coward have such strong combat power?
Zhang Ziyue shouted in disbelief, as if stimulated. He clenched his fists, his voice cold.
If it's not a mistake by the Human Emperor Network, then his realm must be higher than mine. I must find him and make him accept my challenge. I want to prove that I am the most outstanding genius, the first on the potential list. In a challenge of the same realm, I, Zhang Ziyue, will not lose to anyone.
With that, he rushed into the teleportation array and disappeared. 1190. Chapter 1190. Surely they won't punish me twice. Lin Moyu sat in the quiet room, taking out a blossom of 6-colored essence fire. The temperature in the quiet room rose sharply. The air became twisted and scorching hot, and the small quiet room instantly turned into a lava cave. The 6-colored essence fire was like a star, continuously emitting light and heat outwards. The array formation in the quiet room roared into operation, blocking all movements inside. But under the burning of the 6-colored essence fire, this array formation could not last long. Lin Moyu sat beside the 6-colored essence fire, indifferent to the temperature. He took out a fireproof box and put the 6-colored essence fire inside. He did not move swiftly like Ant Chio to put it in, but slowly and calmly grasped the extremely hot 6-colored essence fire, and then just as slowly put it into the fireproof box. With the box closed, the temperature quickly dropped, and the defensive array formation in the quiet room gradually stopped. The fireproof box was square, with an extremely simple appearance and not even a single pattern. After putting on the lid, the fireproof box became a black cube, plain and unadorned. It did not look good, but it was very practical. With the 6-colored essence fire inside, not a bit of heat was transmitted out.
The military's products, although simple in appearance, are quite useful.
Lin Moyu also knew that this was the characteristic of military products. Everything was based on practicality with no need for appearances, only functionality. A faint light shone, and a cool breeze blew as Lin Moyu used a detection technique. Fireproof box. A container made from the bones of a God King realm ice soul beast, capable of blocking flames. Under the detection technique, Lin Moyu learned the material source of the fireproof box. The material used was the bones of an ice soul beast, a type of star beast extremely powerful. The ice soul beast was already at the transcendent realm from birth, reaching the God King realm upon maturity, and with a little cultivation it could reach the God Sovereign realm. The ice soul beast was imbued with coldness from its soul to its flesh, skilled in manipulating ice-type laws. There were records of a newborn ice soul beast accidentally falling onto a human life star. This was an ordinary life star without cultivators. 2 years later, the entire life star was frozen in ice, with no survivors. It was not until 10 years later that a powerful being discovered this and killed the ice soul beast. After 10 years of freezing, the ground hundreds of kilometers below the star was frozen solid. If it had been a few more decades, the entire star might have turned into a dead star. This was just a newborn ice soul beast. If it were a mature ice soul beast, it could instantly freeze an entire life star to death, or even extinguish a sun. When Lin Moyu saw the information at the time, he sincerely thought,
If there's a fire, it should be effective for extinguishing it.
Lin Moyu put away the fireproof box and continued to put away the 6-colored essence fire. Soon, 10 blossoms of 6-colored essence fire were all put into the fireproof boxes. The fireproof boxes did not have the quality issues that Aunt Cho mentioned, and each time was successful. There were still 3 blossoms of 7-colored essence fire left, which Lin Moyu had prepared for Gu Qingxian. Lin Moyu was not sure if the fireproof boxes could withstand the burning of the 7-colored essence fire.
Let's try it.
He took out the 7-colored essence fire, and a vast heat wave swept out. It instantly impacted the array formation in the quiet room, causing the defensive array formation to shine brighter than ever before, emitting dazzling radiance. Accompanied by the sound of shattering glass, the entire quiet room trembled, looking as if it would collapse at any moment. The ground of the quiet room had turned red, as if about to be melted. The 7-colored essence fire was too powerful. Even the heat it radiated was terrifying. Lin Moyu quickly took out the box and put the 7-colored essence fire inside. After closing the box, the fireproof box shook violently, as if it might explode at any moment. Lin Moyu felt the temperature on the surface of the fireproof box rise. Previously it was ice cold, but now it was slightly warm.
Hopefully it can hold up.
Lin Moyu watched, prepared to put away the 7-colored essence fire at any time. If the 7-colored essence fire appeared in the Star Fortress, it might kill all the true God Realm cultivators. After shaking for a while, the fireproof box finally began to stabilize.
It held up.
Lin Moyu rejoiced.
A military product, indeed extraordinary.
After the fireproof box completely stabilized and the surface temperature gradually returned to its usual icy coldness, Lin Moyu put it away. Looking at the quiet room, now riddled with holes, Lin Moyu knew he could no longer use this room. If it happened again, it might collapse directly. Lin Moyu left and changed to another quiet room, continuing. Soon, Lin Moyu came out of the second quiet room and changed to a third quiet room. After changing 3 quiet rooms in succession, Lin Moyu left the Star Fortress with no expression, walking a bit hurriedly. After he left, someone came to the quiet room and happened to choose one of the rooms Lin Moyu had been in. The door had just opened when a wave of heat rushed out. The temperature was too high, instantly burning the person's clothes to ashes, which scattered with the heat flow. Then a scream echoed through the starry sky. The distant Lin Moyu vaguely heard the scream, his expression awkward.
My apologies.
The extremely high temperature of the 7-colored essence fire had damaged the quiet room and its defensive array formation, causing the high temperature to linger for a long time, leading to the current situation. The high temperature would not kill, but it could burn away clothes. Lin Moyu felt a bit apologetic as he headed to the task center. Taking advantage of the remaining time, he wanted to find a suitable task. Ding! Suddenly, a message came from the Human Emperor Network.
Is this the promotion task?
Lin Moyu's heart stirred, and he connected his consciousness to the Human Emperor Network. You have damaged 3 quiet rooms in Fortress Number 1 of the Vermilion Bird battlefield. Therefore, 3 million points have been deducted from you as compensation. The corner of Lin Moyu's mouth twitched. It was a punishment for a fine. The Human Emperor Network was indeed flawless, catching even such a small matter. Let it deduct. Lin Moyu was willing to take responsibility for his actions. He was a wealthy person with 80 million points. 3 million was nothing. He entered the task center, where the task counters were crowded. Lin Moyu waited for an empty counter and began searching for suitable tasks. The second chain mission required him to complete 5 battlefield tasks. So far, he had not completed a single one. However, Lin Moyu was only searching and had not accepted any tasks yet. For now, the priority was the military rank promotion task. There were many battlefield tasks, some of which had cultivation level requirements, and those tasks tended to be more dangerous but with richer rewards. The amount of the reward basically indicated the difficulty of the task. Lin Moyu basically ignored the tasks with low rewards and focused on those with abundant rewards. He also remembered Zhuang Bai's words that the tasks in the Human Emperor Network were classified. He could choose combat-oriented tasks. After a long time, he gradually narrowed down a few tasks. Ding! A soft sound came, and the Human Emperor Network sent another message.
This time, it should be the promotion task. Surely they won't punish me twice.
1191 1191. Chapter 1191, Military Rank Promotion Task. Upon seeing the message, Lin Moyu was slightly taken aback. It wasn't an ordinary message. It required his consciousness to fully enter the human emperor network. Lin Moyu left the task counter, making way for those who came after him. He found a slightly secluded spot, leaned against the wall, and then connected his consciousness to the human emperor network. The scene before his eyes gradually became illusory, with the task center rippling like water waves before finally disappearing. It was replaced by a starry sky. His consciousness entered the human emperor network, and he saw the scene constructed by it. A middle-aged man in military uniform, with a stern expression, walked out from the starry sky. After a few steps, he arrived in front of Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu saw the man and slowly saluted.
Lin Moyu greets the Corps Commander.
Ku Yuanjun maintained his usual seriousness.
I am here to issue your promotion task.
Lin Moyu was slightly surprised.
Does the promotion task require your personal issuance?
Ku Yuanjun shook his head.
Others don't need it, but you are different.
Different? How so? Lin Moyu couldn't figure it out for a moment. However, Ku Yuanjun had already started talking about the task content, and Lin Moyu immediately perked up his ears to listen.
Fortress number 6, area number 99, produces bismuth gold stones, and many of our cultivators are active there. Recently, we received news that a group of gold-eating beasts has emerged there, killing many of our cultivators. Your task is to lead a small team to rescue the human cultivators in that area. The team, including you, consists of 5 people. The personnel have already been arranged, and you are the captain.
After Ku Yuanjun finished explaining the task, he said in a deep voice,
That's the task content. If you have any questions, you can ask now.
The task seemed simple, just a rescue mission. But since it required Ku Yuanjun to personally announce it, it couldn't be that simple. Lin Moyu asked,
What is the number and level of the gold-eating beasts, and do you have their specific locations?
Based on his understanding of the battlefield, each fortress-controlled starry sky is called a war zone. Each war zone is divided into 100 areas. As Ku Yuanjun mentioned, it was Fortress number 6, Area number 99, which is actually War Zone 6, Area 99, numbered 6 to 99. The 6 to 99 area is much smaller than the 5 to 38 area Lin Moyu had been to. It is a spherical area with a diameter of only 0.01 light-years, roughly 100 billion kilometers. The bismuth gold mining area has a diameter of only about 60 billion kilometers, with the rest being vast starry sky. Although the diameter is only 0.01 light-years, it is still a huge area for true God Realm cultivators. Searching such a large area with just a 5-person team is less reliable than finding a needle in a haystack. However, since the task was issued, Lin Moyu believed there must be a method. Otherwise, the task would be pointless. Ku Yuanjun said in a deep voice,
The number of gold-eating beasts is unknown, but they are group starry sky beasts, usually numbering between 5 and 10. Based on our understanding of the gold-eating beasts, their ordinary strength ranges from True God 8th rank to True God Peak. Among them, elite members can reach God King 1st rank. For every 1,000 gold-eating beasts, there will be a captain with strength between God King's 2nd rank and 3rd rank. If the number of gold-eating beasts reaches 10,000, a Beast King will emerge with strength around God King 4th rank.
Lin Moyu estimated that Fortress number 6 also belonged to the True God Realm activity area. Even if there were God King Realm cultivators, they wouldn't be many, and their strength would generally be around God King 1st rank. Such strength would almost have no chance of survival if they encountered a group of gold-eating beasts. Lin Moyu pondered for a moment and then said,
Please continue.
Ku Yuanjun nodded slightly.
The 6 to 99 area is somewhat special. Although it is also a spherical area, it has entrances and exits.
At this moment, a sphere appeared before Lin Moyu's eyes. The sphere had hundreds of sharp protrusions, making it look like a curled-up hedgehog. The Human Emperor Network presented the appearance of the 6 to 99 area. Ku Yuanjun said,
These spikes are the passages in and out of Area 99. These passages open and close periodically, and you can only pass through when they are open. These passages do not have fixed positions. They constantly change along the boundary of the area. Sometimes, even if a passage appears, it may not be passable. Moreover, the passages have level restrictions. If your cultivation exceeds God King 3rd rank, the passage will collapse, leading to endless void.
Then 6 passages lit up, 2 of which were golden, and the other 4 were crimson. Ku Yuanjun continued,
These 2 golden passages are the ones we frequently use. Through years of exploration, we have found that some passages are relatively stable. The other 4 crimson passages are frequently used by other races. Now that the gold-eating beasts have appeared, they have guarded these 2 passages and are hunting the people in the area.
Ku Yuanjun said a lot, but it wasn't enough. Lin Moyu still had many questions.
The number of gold-eating beasts is not large, and the area is so vast. How are they conducting the hunt?
Ku Yuanjun said,
Gold-eating beasts are metal-type starry sky beasts. They can resonate with the bismuth gold in that starry sky. Through resonance, they can find the living beings hidden within. Of course, they are not only hunting our human race. Other races are also their targets.
Lin Moyu continued to ask,
What are the reactions of other races?
Ku Yuanjun was not impatient and truthfully told Lin Moyu the current situation.
Other races have already sent corresponding teams, so this time you will not only face the gold-eating beasts but also the enemy teams. As expected. So how do I find people in such a vast starry sky? I can't just rely on my eyes, can I?
Lin Moyu smiled, as if he had already guessed part of Ku Yuanjun's words. Indeed, Lin Moyu had already analyzed a lot of information from the previous conversation. Gold-eating beasts are starry sky beasts and won't only target humans. It can be said that all living beings other than themselves are their targets. Ku Yuanjun said,
Later, go find Meng Gang. He will tell you how to find people. All right, I have more questions. Go ahead. Am I only responsible for rescuing people? Can I kill the gold-eating beasts? Also, for such a big matter, there should be more than one team going, right? Or have teams already gone but failed? And why isn't the army moving?
Ku Yuanjun raised an eyebrow, his eyes flashing with a sharp light.
It's good that you can think of these things. You can kill the gold-eating beasts if you can. For other specific information, ask Meng Gang. He will tell you.
After leaving the Human Emperor Network, Lin Moyu did not immediately go to find Meng Gang. Based on his analysis, the matter with the gold-eating beasts didn't just happen, so there was no rush. He waited for a while until a task counter became available, then started operating at the task counter. Among the tasks he had selected earlier, one was in Area 6 to 99. Area 6 to 99 is used for mining bismuth gold. Bismuth gold is a special metal containing metal-type laws. It is an excellent material for making weapons and armor. At the center of this area, there is a star entirely composed of bismuth gold, with bismuth gold essence growing at its core. 1192 1192. Chapter 1192. If you have opinions, keep them to yourself. Bismuth gold and bismuth gold essence have completely different uses and grades. Lin. Bismuth gold is an excellent material that can be used for refining tools and making puppets. From the literal meaning, bismuth gold essence should also be a top-grade material. But in fact, it is not. Bismuth gold essence is a natural elixir used to condense the soul. For true God realm cultivators, if they want to manifest their soul, besides their own comprehension, they also need some additional items for assistance to achieve better results. In the early stages of soul manifestation, it is very fragile. Although it is extremely powerful, it is too fragile and easily damaged. It is not until the true God 9th rank that the soul manifestation becomes perfect, with all defects compensated, becoming strong. At that time, the laws become armor and weapons, and the soul manifestation can exhibit relatively strong combat power. A true god 9th rank with soul manifestation can kill a true god of the same rank without soul manifestation in the blink of an eye. Although the soul manifestation becomes strong and almost perfect, it is only almost perfect. The soul's defense is still not strong enough. If it encounters a powerful enemy, it is still easily damaged. This is mainly reflected in the armor formed by the laws not being strong enough, the soul clothes of the true god realm not being strong enough, and the soul itself not being strong enough. Bismuth gold essence can greatly change this. Refining the soul with bismuth gold essence can strengthen the soul, making the essence of the soul stronger. It is equivalent to adding another layer of defense under the law armor and soul clothes. It has been estimated that if enough bismuth gold essence can be obtained, the soul defense of the true god realm can be increased by hundreds of times. Even without the protection of laws and soul clothes, even a 5th or 6th rank god king cannot harm the soul. At that time, the soul manifestation can be used without any scruples. It can also lay a solid foundation for the soul law domain of the god king realm. Although Lin Moyu has the talent for soul regeneration, the stronger the soul, the better. This talent is for saving his life, not for risking it. Even though his soul is already very strong enough to use soul manifestation, not much weaker than those at the peak of the true god realm. But he still wants to further strengthen his soul. At that time, he took a fancy to this task, and now he took it together. Battlefield task. Collect bismuth gold in Area 6 to 99. In Area 99 of War Zone 6, collect enough bismuth gold and bring it back. Restrictions. None. Completion conditions. At least bring back military merits. Note: the bismuth gold collection area has a lot of hostile races active. Please pay attention to safety. There are many stars entirely composed of bismuth gold in the center of the area, where bismuth gold essence is produced. This place is extremely dangerous, and those without sufficient strength should not approach. The reward for this task is even less than collecting stellar essence fire, indicating that the task is not very dangerous. As long as you don't go to the center to court death and don't encounter attacks from hostile races, there won't be much danger. After taking the task, Lin Moyu left the task center and headed to the military merit office.
I guess Meng Gang will be part of this task. I wonder who the others are.
Lin Moyu speculated in his heart. Yuanjun told him that if he had any questions, he could ask Meng Gang. This was enough to show that Meng Gang would be performing the task with him. He was the captain and Meng Gang was a team member. Lin Moyu could guess some reasons for choosing Meng Gang. Meng Gang had probably been to Area 6 to 99 and was relatively familiar with it. At the same time, he was also a veteran and could provide some suggestions. However, making a sergeant his subordinate might make Meng Gang a bit resentful. Thinking of this, Lin Moyu's mouth slightly curved.
So what if he has opinions? He has to keep them to himself.
In the military, soldiers take obeying orders as their duty. Military orders are as unyielding as mountains, not to be taken lightly. This is true in the small world, and even more so in the great world. There is no room for negotiation. In front of the military merit office, he saw Meng Gang standing outside. There were two others with Meng Gang. Lin Moyu had seen these two before. They were Meng Gang's subordinates.
Sergeant Meng, we meet again.
Lin Moyu greeted Meng Gang with a smile. Seeing Lin Moyu, Meng Gang's mouth twitched slightly. He didn't know why he was assigned to this task. The order was directly issued by the corps commander, and he had no right to oppose it, not even to ask why. All he could do was obey. He took out a round array plate and handed it to Lin Moyu.
This is the search array plate for this task. It can sense battlefield tokens within tens of millions of kilometers.
Every human cultivator on the battlefield carries a battlefield token. This is the best marker. As long as you find the battlefield token, you can find the person. Lin Moyu took the array plate, played with it for a while, then glanced at Meng Gang and looked at the other two.
You two, introduce yourselves.
The two showed slight displeasure. The young man with a square face snorted.
Wang Zhenghao, 7th rank warrior, true god 9th rank, proficient in explosive laws.
The other lowered his voice.
Rong Jie, 7th rank warrior, true god 9th rank, proficient in starlight laws.
Lin Moyu nodded slightly, then looked at Meng Gang.
Sergeant Meng, your turn.
Meng Gang nodded, his tone calm.
Meng Gang, 1st rank sergeant, god king 2nd rank, proficient in sharp metal laws.
Lin Moyu nodded.
Not bad. Sergeant Meng, do you know who the other person is?
He had 4 teammates, 3 were here and 1 was missing. Meng Gang shook his head.
I just received the task and don't know who the other person is.
At this moment, a beautiful figure quickly ran over. She was like a beautiful butterfly dancing in the wind, taking light steps, and in the blink of an eye, she was in front of them, wearing a moon-white robe, slightly tight, highlighting her proud figure. With her charming appearance, she was indeed a rare beauty. Yuju's arrival immediately attracted the attention of several people, especially Wang Zhenghao and Rong Jie. Their eyes were deeply attracted by Yuju, unable to look away. Lin Moyu was slightly stunned.
Why are you here?
Yuju smiled.
I'm here for the military rank promotion task.
Lin Moyu was slightly stunned, confirming that Yuju was not joking, then laughed.
What a coincidence.
Yuju smiled.
What, not welcoming me? No, introduce yourself.
Lin Moyu's tone remained as calm as ever, unchanged by Yuju's presence. Yuju nodded.
Yuju, 9th rank warrior, true god 9th rank, proficient in jade plant laws.
Jade plant laws? Lin Moyu was slightly surprised. Jade plant laws are very rare. It is said that in the great world, there is a giant tree like jade called the jade tree. The jade tree is several light years tall, incredibly huge. Various stars grow on it, forming a galaxy. At the same time, a special law was born on it called the Jade Plant Law. Using the Jade Plant Law, one can summon the jade tree's shadow, stirring the power of the stars, with considerable power. After Yuju finished speaking, she showed a look of pride. Unfortunately, Lin Moyu showed no reaction, not even a word of praise. After the introductions, Lin Moyu turned and walked towards the military merit office.
Follow me. Wait for me.
Yuju called softly and quickly followed. Meng Gang and the other 2 exchanged glances. Wang Zhenghao and Rong Jie were clearly a bit dissatisfied. But Meng Gang said in a low voice,
From now on, until this task is completed, Lin Moyu is the captain. If you have any displeasure, keep it to yourself.
1193 1193